I just got fired from my job, and it was devastating. I couldn't believe that after everything I had put into this company, they let me go like I meant nothing. I recently moved into my own place for the first time in my life, and it meant the world to me, like a mini accomplishment I could have ever done for myself. I gave all my time and effort to this place, and they told me that I wasn't good enough, even after all the changes I made and all the improvements that were done by me solely. Even though I was upset, I knew I had to move on and look for a new one. But you know the economy and how everyone is getting laid off. The competition is insanely high. However, I applied for this one job that seemed like it would fit me perfectly. And guess what? They gave me a call back. They asked me to meet them at ABC Street for an interview. I went for it. The street was filled with junkies, and the company's building looked very old. I told myself, Kamini, it's okay. Just focus on the interview and don't judge the book by its cover. This is a remote job anyways. I met Mr. Potato, and he was really nice. He gave me a warm welcome and asked me to wait for 5 to 10 minutes as he was interviewing another candidate, so I waited. After almost 20 minutes, he came back to me, apologizing for the wait and expressing his happiness that he finally found the new manager. It sounded very positive to me. I was even more nervous now and felt like their expectations bar had gone even higher, so I knew I had to do even better. I hadn't applied to be a manager, but still, After the interview, which went well, or so I thought, they said they would call me back. A week went by, and I heard nothing. I called to check, and they said they hadn't finalized the decision yet and would let me know within a day or two. I waited, and my anticipation spiked. I called again, but still, nothing. Finally, after 2 weeks, they called me saying they wanted to schedule another interview and asked me to go to their head office again. I did the last interview and I got the job. It was a meat import and export job, something new and confusing, but I didn't give up. I worked my ass off there, making sure that I did everything right. Whatever had an issue at the port, I made sure to clear everything and let the meat go through to its destination. I even got a badge for being the hardest working woman in the company. I would stay late, making sure everything worked out just fine. The new manager really loved how I put in all my effort and gave me the best employee of the month. Not just that, he even said he wanted me to be a part of the company even more since I proved myself to be trustworthy. One evening, they called me in to join their company club tour. He took me to their warehouse and showed me the meat processing, which looked really cool. So I asked, "Where is our farm located? I mean, do we have it here in ABC?" He smiled and said, "Yes, of course. I guess you're a brave girl and nothing would take you away from us anymore." He then showed me the awful, ugly truth. The meat came from junkies on the street itself. It was so disgusting that I felt sick to my stomach. I looked at him and said, I don't understand. How the hell could you do this? These meat are from real people. How is this even legal? He looked at me like I was just a silly girl who didn't understand how the world works. He said, "Kamini, you need to calm down. This is how it is. I am so disappointed in you for how you're behaving. I expected more from you." I told him I would call the authorities to make sure this ugly company shuts down. He laughed like there was no tomorrow and said, "You really are a silly, stupid little girl. I guess I'll have to teach you a lesson so you know your place." He gave me a smack in the face with this giant ring on and called his people to grab me and put me in the truck. They then took me far away to a deserted place out of the city and made me work as their slave in the farm for the rest of my life. Since then, I have been trying to escape and find a way to communicate with my parents, but no luck. The only thing I could do was write a letter and hope someday someone will find this letter and write a story about me. Or even better, if they can shut this place down. I will forever be grateful if they could find it sooner and save me from this horrific nightmare. If only I had stayed home. If only I had listened to my gut and walked away after seeing the old, dying building. Today my life would have been so fucking different. I curse them for fucking me over. I curse them for killing people and selling their meat like their life meant nothing. Fuck them all.